If you read any self-help book, or if you learn any teachings, or you do anything, generally they teach you how to be happy. So happiness is the end goal. But many people fail to recognize that happiness does not equal zero suffering. Art of happiness is also the art of suffering well. We should be able to use our suffering and transform into happiness. We should be able to use the suffering that we have endured and transform it into something so that we can suffer less and gain more happiness. Yo, I'm BNS and I interview world-class experts on health and mindset and read hundreds of books so that I can help as many people as possible while having fun. I'm a big fan of Thich Nhat Hanh, and the way he expresses every concept in a simple, crisp way is what attracted me to him. And I interviewed Bao Thich, one of the main disciples under Thich Nhat Hanh, and I realized that knowing how to suffer well is essential to realizing true happiness. Let's take the example of a lotus. Can we grow lotus on a marble? Generally, it's not possible because lotus requires mud. So, do you want a beautiful lotus flower? Then you should be embracing mud. See, mud stinks and it is so hard to deal with it. But without mud, there is no lotus. To get the lotus, you have to embrace the mud. Similarly, in life, if there are no challenges and if there is no suffering, you cannot truly flourish. Okay, let's see this scenario where a person wants no suffering but wants happiness. It's like wanting right side without left side. Okay, right side may say that, okay, I want only right side, I don't want left side to exist. Then you will understand that this is nonsense because there is no right without left. Without left, the right cease to exist. You understand, right? So without suffering, there is no true happiness. I really liked what Joseph Campbell says in this context, that if you want resurrection, you must have crucifixion. See, first of all, we need to understand that there is no 100% happy man or 100% perfect man, right? Even Buddha, who talked about suffering, suffers, right? He has a human body, so he has to suffer something. And Thich Nhat Hanh, people generally call him Thai, he says that if Buddha was enlightened, then why would he do meditation every day? Because there are no enlightened beings, there are only enlightened movements. In similar way, there is no person who is 100% happy. They do endure some suffering, but they come back very easily. They quit suffering their suffering. Buddha also said that anything, even physical existence or mental states, require some nutrition. That means it needs to be fed to continue or survive. So let's take the example of happiness. It's an impermanent state. We have to feed it. We have to nourish it. In similar way, suffering also survives because you are feeding it. Generally, we feed the suffering through ruminating, regretting, thinking back about it. It's like we are making suffering even worse. So first of all, one needs to understand that pain is inevitable. Pain will happen, but suffering is optional. I will tell you a story which will make you understand. There's a story that Thich Nhat Hanh mentions in the book called Two Arrows. Okay, imagine that a person got hit by an arrow. Okay, it pains a lot. But if the same person got hit by second arrow in the same place, he will suffer not only twice but almost 10 times more or even 100 times more. This is what we are doing exactly with our suffering. Some pain happens, like some breakup, or you fail the exam, or you are not making enough money, or you went bankrupt, or something, a pain happened. But if you keep on thinking about it, if you're ruminating it, if you just keep on playing that in your mind and beating yourself up, it's like hitting yourself with the second arrow. So be careful. See, true happiness does not exist without suffering. We can use the suffering to transform it to suffer less in the future, and can also attain true happiness, which needs to be nurtured and nourished every day. So my question to you is, where do you suffer? Is it a blessing in disguise? Can you use that suffering to transform into something beautiful? Would you like to use the mud, which is suffering, to blossom a lotus flower? It's all in your hands. So thank you so much for watching. You guys are awesome. Take care. Yo.